Happy birthday to me. It's December the 19th, but on the 23rd, I'm going to turn 36. Yeah. And I thought, why not share 36 lessons I've learned about relationships, love, attachment, self-esteem, self-worth, friendships, and more just from being on this planet. So, grab your favorite coffee and drinks, or take me on your favorite walk in the morning or on the way to work, and let's go. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Yola. Welcome to the Anxious to Secure podcast. I'm an anxious attachment style coach because I used to have an anxious attachment style for 30 plus years. Didn't have any clue that I was insecure, overthinking, and this was all because of my attachment style. Then really dove deep into self-development, self-improvement, looked at my own patterns, and it created a massive ripple effect in my own relationship, in my own romantic relationship, how I, approached my partner, and now we hardly really argue to the sense of how we did before. Anyway, and it improved my life in so many different areas, not just in my romantic relationships with my avoidant partner. So here we go. So here are my 36 lessons I want to share with you today. Lesson number 1 is, you think you're behind, but you're not. And that's a perfect way to start off, because with 36, I would have thought I would have been married by now. I would have had a house and kids and everything else. I would have figured my life out. And newsflash, I'm not married yet. I haven't bought a house. I don't even know where I'm going to settle down with my partner. We're still truly trying to figure this out. Are we going to stay in Italy? Because it takes a few years to really pick up on a language, to make a place your home. So we're not sure where we're going to stay. So we haven't figured out our life yet, and probably it's normal to never really feel like we have figured everything out, no matter if you're 36 or if you're even in your 50s. So you are actually never behind. You're always supposed to be where you're supposed to be. Everything happens for a reason. So your brain literally lies to you. It just tells yourself, I should have been married by now. I should know my purpose in life. And then only to notice people who then made it in your definition. But you miss everything else already. You miss all of the lessons and all of your accomplishments you already have achieved. For example, for me, I've healed my anxious attachment style. That is huge. I have lived in Germany. I lived in London. I now moved to a place that I never could have imagined and dreamed of when I was a little kid. I changed my career. I found my purpose. I really found out who I am and what makes me feel excited, and became my most authentic version of myself. I'm helping now people, and I figured out so many things in my life. Just because one area I haven't figured out yet, I'm not behind. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And repeating this over and over again is such an important part. And it's okay to find people to talk about this, to really realize, hey, you know what? It's okay if your friend is married, and others not. And it doesn't mean because you're married already by the age of 20 or 30, this is exactly right for you. Maybe they're going to be divorced in 10 years' time. And there's no right or no wrong. Everything is a learning lesson. Everything's just one chapter in your book, and it will get you to your next chapter. So from now on, I'm going to make it a little bit shorter because this has been a little bit too long. Number 2, your brain obsesses over what you can't have more over what you could have. The one person that ignores you, or the one person that bullies you, or the school who rejected you, or the opportunity you couldn't have, or the person who gave you the crumbs, that's the thing you really, really want. That's your brain obsessing over. Meanwhile, you ignore the people really showing up in your life already, who are consistent, who you could have. But then it feels like boring, right? It feels too easy. The wins you have already built on your nervous system loves chasing, especially men, but that's for any gender. 3 is, everything you want already exists. So follow their blueprint. For example, someone did it already. Someone like you as well. You just want to find someone who looks like you or talks like you, and then follow their blueprint. Be inspired by them. Maybe in the same accent, same background, same fears. Collect proof it's possible, but don't get hung up on it. If you want to quit your 9 to 5, look at people who did it already and realize it is possible for you. Follow their blueprint. If you want to heal your anxious attachment style, know it is possible. Follow their blueprint and go after it. If you want to get rich and wealthy, follow their blueprint, okay? Don't get hung up over it is not possible to stay small. That won't serve you. If you want to run a marathon, again, it's possible. Follow what they are doing. If you want to become the president, please go ahead. The US needs a worthy candidate. Number 4, you can do it alone. It just takes longer. So through trial and error, right? Or through guidance and speed. You need to decide which one do you want. Do you want to spend money and get there faster? Or do you want to invest more time and do the trial and error thing? You spend hours, let's say, researching how to start a new project, and eventually you will figure it out. The more often you will roll the dice, eventually it will land on a 6. So you will get there eventually. It just takes maybe a few weeks or months, and you might get a little bit frustrated, but that's okay. Alternatively, you could hire a coach or a mentor to gain confidence, to follow a proven roadmap, and just have someone to really give you confidence, to hold yourself accountable to, and you can get there faster, no matter if it's health-wise, career-wise, relationship-wise. So either do you want to spend money or do you want to spend time? Number 5, external confidence is a boost, not the source. If you want to put on lipstick, it can help. It can be a great addition to feel more confident, to get out there and feel good about yourself. A strong body helps as well. If you love to go to the gym and put on the repetitions there, amazing. This can be a great booster after a breakup, going dating. However, if you feel so insecure without those layers, without the mask, without this fake external thing, then you have nothing. Then the thing is not an addition, it's the mask, it's the condition. And it's not a booster, it's your conditional way of feeling safety and confidence, and you need it. It's more like a survival strategy. Do them to get the initial motivation and the booster done, and then really do the internal work. I am enough, I have enough, and I do enough. 6, anxiety can be the best or the worst thing. So you feel the same butterflies in your stomach on a job interview than you do on your, let's say, 3rd date. Feeling nervous or worried does not mean you're actually in love. Emotion is energy in motion. So it's not necessarily the truth. Notice it, breathe, maybe shake yourself off, and then act from a calm place. Number 7, my tip is never marry your first boyfriend and explore the world before you settle. Leave your hometown, meet different people, see other relationship styles, know what's actually out there, know that you have options, and expand your mind a little bit. You don't know what is normal, in air quotes, until you have something to compare it to. Number 8, doing the same thing over and over again won't get you to a different result. Talking about over and over again how anxious you are or how lonely you are won't change the fact that you are alone, or that you're feeling alone, or that you're feeling anxious. You need to change the approach. Without doing anything, it just keeps you stuck and it keeps you in victim mentality. If you want change, you have to change the pattern, change the strategy, not just the volume. Try something new, even if it's a tiny step. Set a boundary, or pause before reacting, or allow yourself to feel the emotion, or take one small action towards yourself. Otherwise, it's insanity. Life lesson number 9 is you don't need closure from them or anyone else. You only need it from yourself. You want peace, not a conversation. Closure is a feeling inside of you, not words from them. Otherwise, again, you're giving power to that person. You notice maybe feeling calm after deciding you don't need an answer, even though they never apologized. You stop rereading old texts and scrolling their profile, and your heart finally feels a little bit quieter. I recommend write an unsent letter to him or her or them, just to get everything on a piece of paper, what you wanted them to know. All of your pain, all of the hurt, and then don't send it. You can like rip it apart and burn it and trash it. There's also an entire forum of unsent letters on Reddit. Very interesting to read. And this can be the most empowering thing you can do for yourself. 10 is what you repeat, you rewire. Self-criticism drains you. You will berate yourself for eating like a chocolate bar or the way you look. Maybe you stress about wrinkles in the mirror. Patterns in relationships get repeated too. For example, staying too long with someone who is not very invested in you. Replaying overthinking loops again and again and again without interrupting it, without trying to change this. Every repetition reinforces your brain. And if you keep criticizing yourself, your brain learns that I am not enough, that I need this thing to make it go away. I need my partner to reassure me. I need my partner to text me faster. I need this person to validate me or approve this thing. But you don't need to. You don't need to have certainty about the future. You only need to stop the noise and trust yourself more. So if you start noticing like small wins or pausing before reacting and responding and choosing a little bit differently today, your brain learns to slow down and it tells yourself, I can actually trust myself. Maybe you start with 5 seconds, another time is 20 seconds, then it's 1 minute, and this is how you build self-trust over time. You will learn that you are enough and you don't need them to do anything for you, to feel enough or to feel safe. Number 11 is one day you will miss this moment right now, right here. The life you call boring, in air quotes, might be the dream a few years later. Practice gratitude right now, no matter what it is. The city you live in, the people you're talking about, kids, they are screaming, running around like crazy, their messy life. You never know when you're in the good times because you call them good old times for a reason. You only realize it once it's already too late. I had this so many times in my life when I used to live in Germany, at times when I had my uni life, when I was in school and had so many friendships, and only when you grow up later you realize you took everything for granted, because the older you grow the less friendships you really have in life. Or for example, our relationships to phone and to technology. When I was younger, you picked up the phone, you talked to someone, you agreed to meet them tomorrow, and they were showing up for you. Nowadays, people just ghost you, they don't show up for you, and it's so easy to just send a text to not show up or to cancel or to make an excuse or to not even text at all. Years ago, when I was little, this did not happen at all. You were saying you're gonna meet up with them and you were doing it. Nowadays you have to send 10 messages. Hey, are we still meeting up tomorrow? Are we still good? Or for example, maybe it's the city you live in. I lived in London and it was amazing, but eventually you take it for granted. You complain about the weather, how it's always gloomy, how it's always cold, how it's always raining, how it takes like 1 hour to travel anywhere. Now I moved to Italy, another dream of mine. However, now I miss the cloudy, rainy weather because I was able to go for hours of a walk along the Thames. I was able to have like coffee in really nice places, and I don't have this kind of lifestyle here. However, now I need to remember to be grateful to be here in this moment, because I can have the sun is always available, so which is really good for the mood. I can go swimming lots of the times a year, like basically around 10 months a year I can go swimming. There's so many benefits right now, right here. So what are the things you're missing out right now that you are not grateful for, and just really feel it? Number 12 is postponing your happiness. That is a little bit what we talked about before, but maybe you've noticing yourself saying things like, I'll be happy when I've lost 3 kilos, when I finally get the ring on my finger, when I'm able to afford a house or a flat, or when I'm able to pay off my mortgage, or when I'm able to get kids, or when I'm able to meet my person, or when I'm able to have the courage to break up with my partner, when I've reached a certain income level in my career, or maybe once you've moved to a dream location. And the problem is, if you're not happy now, you will never be, because once you reach it, you may be happy for the moment, but then it's already gone a few hours later. Like, that's why lottery winners are not really truly happy. They actually fall into a huge amount of depression afterwards and spend all their money, because it's not about the end goal, it's about the journey. If you are a marathon runner, it's about practicing every day. It's about the actual habit, the journey. It's not about the end goal, about the actual marathon run. So if you want to become securely attached, it's not about the end goal. It's about the everyday habit. It's about able to enjoy the meditation or the breathwork session, or the way how you're able to choose yourself in tiny moments. Or it's literally the journey of able to step by side, go for a 5-minute walk instead of always focusing on your partner. It's not an end goal, it's the everyday moments. And then the end goal is already something that is already achieved. Like, the pursuit of achieving your goals is what matters more than the end goal. If you're going dating, have fun while you date versus being hyper obsessed about finding a husband in 3 weeks' time, because that's a place from scarcity, and we all know how it will. And you will never find your ideal husband if you're forcing it on the date, and if you're actually not coming with a regulated nervous system into the dating scene and having fun. Same as if you're going and want to become securely attached, do it in a way that it's actually fun and playful. 13. Anxiety doesn't mean something is wrong, it means your brain thinks there is. So it's completely different. It's basically thinking you're being chased by a tiger, or you have to fight a tiger, or you have to people please. Let's say you're being kidnapped by someone and you have to pretend everything is okay until you can run away. And that's also how I imagine a fawning response. And if you have an anxious attachment style, you might be in the fawning response as well, where you always try to be liked by people just because you're thinking it's not safe to have a different opinion. And sometimes anxious attachment also have this fight response, where you always have to fix it right now. You have to solve the issue right now, because your anxiety thinks there's something wrong by just like breathing and maybe talking about the problem tomorrow. 14. Other people's thoughts are none of your business. So mind reading drains confidence. It doesn't matter if they think something negative or positive or neutral about you. And maybe just because they're staring at you doesn't mean they're actually thinking anything about you. It could be that they're just thinking about the weather and their eyes are just locked on you in that moment. Let them think whatever they want to think about you. You stay in your power. 15. Humans are meaning-making machines. So if you have an anxious attachment style, you are taking his distance or him pulling away slightly. You're adding meaning to he doesn't care about me, or he doesn't like me, or he's going to leave me. If someone speaks up against your opinion, you take it personal. However, you don't have to add meaning into everything. Ask yourself, what is the story my brain is making up here in this scenario? And is it really true? 16. You don't want reassurance, you want safety. And no one else can give this to you first if you don't give this to yourself. Only your partner can give this to you as an addition. So, texts can calm you for 10 minutes, but inner safety calms you for the rest of your life. A fast text can be amazing. However, if he then sometimes, let's say he's busy at work or he's a bad texter, if you are your source of safety and can reassure yourself that everything's going to be okay, that no matter if he is in or out of the relationship or what is going to happen in future, that you have got your back, that you will be there for yourself, then you will be fine. Your anxiety doesn't spike and you are good. However, if you have an abandonment fear, if you always take everything personal, and you have a very weak sense of self and sense of self-trust, then everything else, everything out external becomes an issue. So it's all about how you feel, if you feel safe in the world or not. So stop chasing them, stop chasing proof, and start building it within yourself first. The real reason is that your abandonment wounds make you feel unsafe. So it's time to heal your wounds and to be able to set boundaries and walk away sooner, or even speak up sooner, and more often. So next point is 17. Anxious attachment is not your personality. It is a learned response, and the great thing is you can unlearn it. So your brain is formed from inconsistent experiences, like people showing up sometimes but not always. So that inconsistency taught your nervous system to stay hyper alert. And the good news is what's learned can be unlearned. So through consistent choices of self-care, rewiring your brain and nervous system to regulate yourself and to trust yourself eventually. And you notice then maybe your chest is tightening when you don't get a reply from someone, or when your partner is pulling away, and you just take a deep breath in. You notice this is coming from your past. It's actually less about your partner, and you can just breathe, self-soothe, and then you can talk to your partner in a calmer way of what you need and detach from it. There we go. Easier said than done, but with repetitions, you will be able to unlearn your protective patterns you have created to just protect. Number 18 is, if you have abandoned yourself, others will too. So overgiving is not love, it's actually fear, wearing like this, cute outfit. You keep saying yes to every request and everything your friends or people around you ask you. Maybe it's work colleagues. Even when you're deep down exhausted and drained and your cup is already empty, and they stop noticing your needs. So start noticing it, stop abandoning yourself, and take care of yourself first. By the way, if you want help with this, jump on a free call with me, or please email me so we can see, hey, you know what, are we aligned? Because I don't want to waste your time and you don't want to waste my time. So we can make sure, do you have an anxious attachment style? Are you overall in a healthy place? Are you wanting to put in the work and effort? Because most of the magic, most of the work is done between our coaching calls, or in the daily practices and implementation steps. Very practical, very small, but you want to be able to not just think about the things, but also take actions on these. So if you want to work with me and get coached via text or via one-on-one calls, get more information, and get in contact with me. The links are below, and there are also free resources below to check them out. Quick note before we continue, I didn't plan this episode to be a very long one, but there was just too much goodness here, so I'm splitting this into 2 parts. I drop episodes every Tuesday and Thursday. If you will want to listen more of these 18 lessons, then I'll see you in part 2. Let me know on the YouTube comments or on Spotify which ones of these lessons hit home the most for you, or which one you would actually add from your own life. Again, remember, change in your relationship starts with you, thought by thought, action by action, and now episode by episode. Lots of love. I see you in the next one. Bye bye. Julia.